Welcome back. Now, Jack, you told me you started out in the gas station business, but we come over here, I see there's a couple of Mustangs painted on this mural on the wall with McNally's Beef and Ale. What's the story behind this?
Well, in 1970, my wife and I went down and looked at this this little bar on the corner here that John McNally, it was his 7th place, and he didn't want to open it up. He wanted to move to Florida. So we didn't know nothing about the restaurant business, but we took a shot at it, and that got us started. And now we have 56 Ale House restaurants all over the country, in New York, Las Vegas, Chicago, Philadelphia. But that's where we started, with a little corner saloon.
So this is like a representation of your first restaurant.
That's the first one, 1970.
Incredible.
Little corner bar, about 1,500 square feet. And beers were 20 cents, shots were 50 cents. A keg was $9.50 back then. Today, in Vegas, we're paying $88. But, it all
a little bit of
goes
inflation.
the same. Yeah. And there's a cellar gate there, as you can see.
Yeah.
And that's where the beer went down. It was a 2-man job. The beer truck pulled up. You had to have a guy downstairs and one upstairs sliding the kegs and the beer downstairs. And the side door, we used to bet, who was coming in that side door next and what time the trolley stopped outside where the Mustangs are. So we had to throw them Mustangs in just for, because we got a Mustang barn here.
So these doors here, they would open up like that.
That's correct.
And then you take the beer down below.
Yeah, they have put a board there for the cases, and he slid them down to the guy so they didn't break, and the barrels rolled down on the ropes. Had 2 ropes, and the barrels went down right in the basement, and there was a big mat down there that they could bounce on and didn't break the concrete up.
Oh, interesting. And then, of course, the P-51 Mustang up there?
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Now, what does that have to do with the mural here?
Well, just had a few planes, as you can see down there, over the skylight in Philadelphia. We got a few P-51s, too, because we have 3 P-51 of Jack Roush's cars in here.
Well, let's take a look at them.
That we'll go look at.
Okay.
There's one special one over here.
So you've got 3 P-51 Mustangs here. You've got to tell me the story about these.
Well, this car here is a special car for us. Jack Roush made 151 of these in 2008, and this is number 1. And he also signed the roof here, as you can see. And behind it, in 2009, he made 51 P-51s. And that is the number 1 and the number 51. So they're very special cars to us. And Mr. Roush is a good friend of ours.
Well, that's just amazing that he signed the roof of this one right here.
Yes. Hopefully he comes down here during the Daytona and signs the rest of them for me.
He'll be here all day.
And if you want, we could go to the firehouse.
Let's check out the firehouse.
Yeah, my father, he was a Philadelphia fireman for 30 years. And one day a fellow come into my office, and he was down at Palm Beach Post, and they told him I was a good guy, did a lot of charity work, and he said he had this fire engine. So we looked at it, and I wound up buying it. And we called it the Ale House Fire Department, Engine 126. My father was stationed downtown Philadelphia for 17 years in Engine 26, and they became my favorite numbers. I could tell you some stories about 126. Florida has a lottery.
Yes.
So I play that every day, and I've hit it a few times. But this was dedicated to my dad and my uncle. As you see, his name's on the hood here. Yeah. He passed away a few years ago, but he had a good life, 94 years, and one of my favorite pieces ever.
Well, this is absolutely beautiful, old classic Chevrolet fire truck. But I got to tell you, right next to it is this amazing blue Mustang. What's the story behind this?
Yeah, well, that probably is the fastest Mustang in here. It's a Grabber Blue, and it's called the Super Snake by Carroll Shelby. And he built this out of his museum in Las Vegas. And we were fortunate enough to get this car, and it's fast. Very fast car.
Yeah, I like the emblem down here. It's got the Cobra on it. It says right there, Shelby GT500 Super Snake.
Super Snake it is.
Wow, this is a beauty. So this is the fastest Mustang you have in your collection?
Yes.
Well, this one looks kind of stealthy. It's got the elevated wing back there. What's the story behind this Mustang?
Well, this is a track pack, and it's a number 1 also, and it's ready for the track. That's why they named it Track Pack. It looks like it, don't it?
Oh, this thing, it looks like it's ready to race. Ready to tear it up.
Another #1 car of Roush's. And down here, I think we're going to go down and see this 428R of Jack Roush's convertible.
Well, I love the way this looks, this black with the bold red stripes. What's the story with this?
This is a 428R Roush car, convertible, and the only one made.
The only one?
The only one made. And we have it.
Incredible. Hey, we're gonna take another break. When we come back, we're gonna check out what's called the Blackjack.